Hi, so today I'm just here to talk about what APs I took and how I prepared, and I can only really talk about the scores I got for sophomore year, as junior year my AP scores have not been graded. So sophomore year I took AP World, so I got a 5 on this test. I had a pretty hard teacher, but it helped me learn a lot. We did practice DBQs every month, and we had an SAQ at the end of every test, which is the short answer question, which is going to be like part 2 of the test. And I bought a review book, but I didn't use it. What I found most helpful was key concepts. I'll use it down below. Basically, you're gonna have to do this throughout the year so you don't cram at the end. So as you're learning each period of history in your class, just like use the key concepts, like annotate them at the end of each period or like the beginning of each period of history, and use it as a study guide throughout the class. And at the end, when it comes to the AP exam time, just read through all your key concepts again, like your annotations, just like a lecture to yourself, and it'll be fine. I would say do practice DBQs, SAQs, and LEQs from College Board. So I would say about do like 3 DBQs, 3 LEQs, and like 6 SAQs. And look at the highest scoring ones and emulate them, like especially the SAQ, not SAQs, but especially the DBQs and the LEQs, like how they're structuring them, like how they're sourcing them. Like, let me know if you want me to make an in-depth video on how to do each of those. So AP Chem, I got a 4. My advice for this is to start using the AP book early. I felt that in class, since we were following like a textbook, it wasn't like AP curated, and we learned too much content and we didn't get enough good AP practice. So get the exam book early. Don't use the exam book's FRQs. Use a Princeton Review Chemistry one to look at the 6 ideas. It gives a great overview, and there's few multiple choice practice problems at the end. Only use the multiple choice from the book. And then do exam FRQs from College Board that are released. So AP Seminar, honestly, this class was kind of annoying. I got a 4. Just look at past scoring high AP papers and work on your presentation skills. Like, make sure you articulate yourself well, you make good eye contact, memorize your stuff, like don't use flashcards, it looks unprofessional. And make your slides look pretty, like make them look aesthetic, like don't put too many words, just have like a nice picture, like maybe 1 or 2 words. Choose topics you love, source everything well, and you will get a good score. AP Psych, I got a 5. So I would buy the Princeton Review book, and the reason I say to buy this book is because you can use it throughout the year, because my textbook aligned perfectly with the AP curriculum. So chapter 1 correlated, we learned all 18 chapters, and the 18 chapters in the psychology review book were like the same. So if you want, you can just, instead of reading the big bulky textbook, you can just read your concise AP review book and still do as well on the test. Or you can go to get5.com, which I'll link down below for the psychology section. And then for vocabulary, at the end, just go through the 600-word quiz of all the psych vocab words. I'll link it down below as well. And just like go through one time, just like go through all 600, star all the ones you didn't know, go through all the stars like twice, and then the ones you don't know, star again, and just keep narrowing down the list and going through what you don't know. And 1 to 2 days before the test, go through all 600 words. It'll take you about an hour and a half. And then star all the ones you had trouble with, like the slightest trouble with, and go through all those stars ones on the day before the test. And that's how I prepared for the regular AP tests my sophomore year. Those were the 4 I took: AP World, AP Chem, AP Seminar, AP Psych. Sophomore year, I was taking IB Chem, so those exams got canceled. I was taking AP Research, that was only a paper to turn in, and then I was taking AP Bc, but I only took the BC exam, and I didn't get an AP subscore. So COVID-19 happened my junior year, so there's a different structure, there's less content to be tested, and the style was just like different. It was only 45 minutes, it was less time, so I didn't buy a book for actually any of these exams. So AP Calc Bc, there's no AP subscore, so I'm not even sure how that's gonna work. So I did the practice FRQs online for BC that were released. I did about like 15 years because I just like had the time at home because I was stuck because of COVID. And then the wonderful thing AP decided to come out with this year was AP Classroom online, like a YouTube channel. So I'll link it down below, but I watched the AP Calc like YouTube videos they had, but not all of them. I only watched the ones the week before the test. Hold on, let me make a note to link it down below. So I only watched the ones where they like gave you practice problems, because I felt that I had a pretty good grasp on like math or like calculus, because I'm pretty good at math. And they had practice problems that emulated new test format, so I did all of those. They had like, I think 5 or 10 of them, because like they made extra. I did all of them, looked at solutions, like got to know them well. And the day before the test, I just looked over those. AP Research is here. We only submit a paper. So overall, I just Read good papers that score to 5, emulate them. Make sure you have a mix of evidence and analysis in your lit review. Like, it would be evidence and like your commentary / analysis, and like keep going. Just like don't have it be a blob of evidence. Make sure you are actually filling a gap. Is something no one has done. Like, you're bringing a new perspective, a new nuance, or like new information to an existing perspective. Make sure you have a lit review, hypothesis, methods, data, results, analysis, implications, notations, discussions, conclusions. So you're gonna have like 10 sections, which is fun if I counted correctly. And explicitly state your new understanding. Do not assume anything. You have 5,000 words, 50 to 500, because my teacher said they give you 10% leeway room. So like, use a Google folder to organize all of your sources. Sort them by historical. So historical sources are ones that are at least 10 to 15 years old. Current climate sources are ones that are about 5 years old. Method sources are ones that have good sources that have good methods that you would want to emulate. Open sources are ones that are not peer reviewed, say like Twitter, the Washington Post, like New York Times, like Instagram, like really anything. And discipline specific are sources that are like curated to your discipline, like the style, the structure, like APA, MLA. So I would say use peer-reviewed sources as much as you can. The only ones that shouldn't be peer-reviewed are your open sources. Use EBSCO and JSTOR. EBSCO is provided free through AP Classroom. And try to get 50 sources. Get 10 in each of those categories I just listed. Format your paper correctly according to your discipline. It makes you appear professional. Like, the first thing your reader is going to see is the font that you use. It better be correct to your discipline. The style that you formatted your paper and your works cited. So make sure those are all correct so they have a good impression of you. APUSH, I didn't really study too much for APUSH. I would just say if you need a content review, watch JCAW's Productions videos. I'll link them down below. Print out the slides he uses and take notes on those slides. And I would say watch 3 to 4 videos a day. Don't do too much, so burn yourself out, and then you can get through all the periods you need in like 2 or 3 weeks. I did, since this year it was only DBQ, I had practice DBQs on the AP website, and then I would try to emulate like the high scoring ones. And then the good thing AP also did this year for APUSH was have videos. So if you had no idea what was going on in APUSH, you could watch those videos like everyone's, like get your content down. But I just watched the ones where they would give practice DBQs and explain how to use the evidence and like how to source them and like getting the complexity point. So yeah. And since it was DBQ, one of the points was for complexity. So as I was studying, I would like make notes of trends across periods. I would just like put it on a sticky note and like have it on my wall because you could use notes on this exam. And I would just like look across trends and like groups left out of certain parts of history, like marginalized usually was always African Americans, women, Native Americans. Like that was always an easy go-to, like people are left out. For AP Lang, I was not skilled with the rhetorical analysis, so what I did was watch as many as the College Board videos as I needed to understand rhetorical analysis. It was a hard concept. I needed to grasp how to read the passage, how to attack the prompt, how to write an intro, how to select evidence, how to include a good commentary, how to use a rhetorical triangle. Just like I watched all those videos. I'll link this channel down below. And you must add commentary with language, the effect it has. Do not focus on content, focus on the art of language. And consider who the audience is and why, like, the audience has been specifically chosen. The writer is using his language to manipulate his audience to make them feel a certain way. He's trying to minimize the gap, but he or she's trying to minimize the gap between them. So the writer wants the audience to agree with their claims, and they do this through their language. They're being manipulated. So pay attention to exigence. The audience, the writer, the context, the message, the argument. These are all driving the language and the purpose for it. And the things that I would usually look for were like tone, like establishing like diction, syntax, details, imagery. Just like diction, what type of diction are you using? Structure, like long sentences where you to like elongate or like compound a feeling, and shortened sentences where like to startle a reader. And it makes of long and short sentences like indicated balance. And appeals to logos, pathos, and ethos. Again, logos, pathos, and ethos can be established through devices. They are not devices themselves. So you can't say the writer uses ethos, pathos, logos. No, they establish them through devices. So I would just go online, like look at a list of devices you can use, or like just like do a lot of practice. Watch the YouTube videos where like they go through how to go through a passage and examples where they grade them and like see exactly what they're looking for. And yeah, I will edit this video, I guess, like in the comments below, and like in July add what I got on those 3 exams I took this year. Thank you.